What is up, everyone? Welcome to another daily stream. This Wednesday stream is sure going to be interesting because we had some significant price action today on the Orange coin. I'm sure most of you are aware of that cold CPI print that we got today, lower than expected at 3.2% inflation. So the market instantly rallied on those news. At one point, BTC was up almost 4% on the day. And then when we had the FOMC meeting, it retraced a big part of the move. Right now, sitting at a 1.33%, just a 1.3% up mark today. But still, it's pretty cool to see Bitcoin holding this line, the 67,500 bucks line, which is a pretty real level here from the 2021 cycle, the second all-time high. You can see it's the daily close here for the all-time high, and the 69K is the level for the former all-time high from the prior cycle. So any day that you spend above here is a good day, although I do have to mention that this is the sixth time that we have tested this descending channel here on the top, and we got a rejection here again. But there are some things that are cooking that are really interesting between the crypto market. I'll start with BTC. We said yesterday on stream that basically BTC is mimicking price action from April 2017, whereas we went to the upper end of the P cycle top indicator, got a rejection, and also an all-time high sweep, then came back into the prior all-time high levels, found support at the orange EMA, and then went back to basically the all-time highs for a retest and failed to break out above it. But right now we're really close to the orange EMA, which has been support this cycle so far. You can see here we didn't touch it, but we got really close. Then on May 1st, we touched it again and get a confirmation for support. And right now we're really close to this bull market support, basically moving average, and you're getting really tight between the EMA and this descending channel. So I expect a resolution one way or the other within possibly this week or top the next one. But I think it's going to come within the very few next days. I expect this orange EMA to hold. In case we lose it and flip it and regard it as resistance, then I'm gonna flip my bias towards a more bearish bias for the rest of the year. We may need to consolidate further until running into all-time highs. But every time that we spend above this orange EMA, I'm gonna maintain my bullish scenario. And why do I think that the resolution is going to come soon? It's because basically the Bollinger Bands have been getting tighter and tighter for the past almost 1 week by now. And when you have the Bollinger Bands getting tighter and you attempt a breakdown or maybe a breakout on any given direction, and you fail to have such breakout, and then the Bollinger Bands keep compressing, most likely what you will see is a breakout to the other side. It's just on experience, on what I get to see with Bollinger Bands. For example, in here, Bollinger Bands were getting tighter, and not even as tight as we're currently here. But in the beginning of April, the Bollinger Bands were compressing and squeezing, and we were not able to have a breakout to the upside. And then we immediately had a breakdown to the opposite side here. So that's maybe what you're cooking right now on BTC, holding this line for a daily candle, holding 67,575 bucks, very real level, and also having the Bollinger Bands to continue to compress could be a really big move in the near future. So maybe we hold here, or either way, if we just fall a little bit below, we'll have the orange EMA, which I think will act as support, and we'll have that imminent breakout out of this 100-day consolidation. There's a massive bull flag that has been forming since basically the beginning of March, and this is a big platform for BTC to run out of. So I expect a violent move to the upside, not just like a small pump and then retrace. I expect that will lead this area and probably not come back to this price range within some time. So that's your BTC. Just pretty flat for today. If you were just to look on the price action, we fell below yesterday's candle for a little bit, but got back bought back pretty much immediately after the CPI print. And yeah, I think that this Bollinger Band is going to continue compressing, and most likely we will see hopefully the breakout to the upside really soon, maybe within the weekend. We're supposed to get a PPI print tomorrow and then some labor data on Friday, so maybe we get that out of the way, and then we have that breakout out of this long-term consolidation, bullish consolidation, and out of that Bollinger Band squeeze. Your MACD histogram continues to print strong negative momentum. You just have no edge still. And on the 12-hour, you're actually just continuing to print green candles and starting to lose this negative momentum here. You may have you don't have any kind of divergence here. You just have bullish convergence, where you have basically a lower low on the histogram and a lower low on price. But what it's actually interesting on the 12-hour, it's what I wanted to show you guys, is the 200 moving average working possibly as support, because when we got back above this moving average in October 2023, we just regarded it as support each time. You see that we fell below here for a little bit on May 1st, but then it worked as support on that time, and then again on mid-May, and right now today basically was confirmed as support again. So really excited to what my Bitcoin be doing here. So yeah, good price action for BTC today. It's good that it didn't retrace the whole move after the FOMC, in my opinion. And if I'm gonna have an opinion regarding today's news, I think that the CPI print is more important than the FOMC, because the FOMC, Powell said that basically each member of the FOMC had their vote already settled before today's news, and they didn't change their votes. So I would say that today's FOMC was not impacted to this CPI print, and maybe next month's FOMC will have a better result, given the cool down that we've been seeing on inflation. I want to head to BTCD, because this might be doing some things, working on a bearish engulfing candle, your lowest daily candle close since June 9, and it's starting to lose positive momentum. So I have two things to say here that could be bullish for alts against BTC. The first one is that if you get a confirmation out of this bearish engulfing candle tomorrow, you'll continue to lose positive momentum, and this could turn out into, can someone in the chat say what this could turn into if we actually continue to lose positive momentum? I'll wait for a few seconds just to see if you've been paying attention. No one? Okay. So basically, this could turn into hidden bearish divergence. If positive momentum continues to decrease here, this would imply that we will get a continuation out of this downtrend that started on April 13, because this is a lower high. What's good, Eddie? Now it's a hidden bearish divergence for possibly for BTCD. We're still long ways to go, because this this higher high on MACD histogram would need to start retracing and get confirmed and not print any higher positive momentum, because you have a higher high on the MACD histogram and a lower high on price, and that would mean a continuation divergence from this downtrend that started on May 13, whereas you have here a lower high and then a lower low on May 29. And actually, if you go to the 12-hour, you can appreciate. I mean, you can also see it on the daily, but it's more clear on the 12-hour. Three falling peaks possible pattern here, which is the inverse pattern of the three rising valleys. I know Eddie knows this one. So you have three consecutive lows, each one being higher than the previous one, and you have a higher high after the second low regarding the high after the first low. So this is a classic distribution pattern, and it gets confirmed when you have a daily candle close, or on this case, a 12-hour candle close above here, the breakout line at 53.72. So this could be really good for altcoins against BTC on the short term. You don't have that kind of divergence here on the 12-hour. You just have bearish confluence where you have a lower low, a lower high on the histogram and a lower high on price. But it will be interesting to see this confluence if it actually, this pattern starts to play out and maybe comes to confirm this breakout line down here. You'll see the positive momentum diminishing and confirming possibly that hidden bullish, that hidden bearish divergence and classic distribution pattern of three peaks. So that's your BTCD. Yeah, a bearish engulfing candle here. I'm potentially setting for a lower high. So rejoice, the altcoin holders. USDT dominance, just pretty flat for today. It's the same as BTC here. Continuing to build positive momentum for the time being. So not much of an edge here. What it's really good here is that you had this squeeze on the Bollinger Bands and you had this breakout yesterday, and you would have wanted to see follow through and have consecutive candle closes above the Bollinger Bands like you saw yesterday. But today, price action came back into the Bollinger Bands within the range. So maybe you come see and maybe get another impulse, another maybe stab at the highs, just to get to just to get a divergence or whatever. But the way that the Bollinger Bands are looking on BTC, I would be looking for this to be a failed breakout to the upside. So pretty flat on USDT today. Ethereum slightly outperforming BTC today. Back testing this level possibly as resistance. We need to see yet, but you failed to have a candle close above 3,582 bucks, which is a very real level from history. This complacency shoulder here, top from 2022, just falling below it. So it would be nice to see price action above that critical level in order to see Ethereum running into new highs. Okay, I'm gonna go to the SPX real quick because it's worth the mention. Really had a strong gap up today, closing at all-time highs at 5,421 points, and had price discovery into the 5,445 bucks. I think that was the top. Actually, 44.47 was actually the top. And yeah, just some really good price action. The Nasdaq even held the pump stronger than the SPX. It didn't retrace most of the move like the SPX did after the FOMC meeting, but just a good reaction overall from the market, from the risk market, since you had that positive news on inflation coming down a little bit lower than expected. And remember that this is a monthly setup that I like to look at on a log scale that we said the previous month on May when we had that monthly candle close, that and above the an engulfing and above the mid range, that we will probably see 2,500 and 23,000 on the Nasdaq possibly within this year. So that's my local target for maybe a pullback on the Nasdaq, not like a cycle top, but maybe some selling above here, because you'll see how this basically channel gets respected on a monthly level. Is pretty wild. Just see that it usually plays out each level to each level. You can see even coming from the year 2000 how it works. So really bullish on the Nasdaq, and obviously that makes me be bullish on BTC as well. And you already know my invalidation, so I'll be here live on stream, being the first one to say that I was wrong. If we get that orange EMA from the P cycle top indicator rejection and possibly a bearish backtest, I'll be the first one here screaming to what I'm going to do next and de-risking some out of the crypto market. But for the time being, I'm going to remain bullish and I'm going to remain patient. Bitcoin against the SPX, so pretty flat for today. It didn't have such of a pump like the USD pair had, continuing to print negative momentum. And let's see how the Bollinger Bands look here. So yeah, a little bit. It looks a little bit like the USDT dominance, because you had this breakout yesterday with a kind of close below the Bollinger Bands, but today you're just falling inside of the bands again. And if you wanted to see strength, you wanted to see consecutive candle closes below this Bollinger Band, lower band basically. Okay, let's go to see some alts. Let's look at Solana. So Solana, we knew that if you were not able to sustain price above this 170 level here, which is a critical level from the prior cycle, a resistance and both support, you were probably going to come down to 143, which you almost touched. This is basically up and down territory where you're at right now. You don't have much noise here. It's pretty much straight air. So you just get large impulse up and strong impulses down. Starting to lose negative momentum on the MACD histogram today. So that's cool. No kind of divergence whatsoever on the histogram, just confluence for the time being. And where we may have some alpha or some edge here. So you fell down below the 200 simple moving average yesterday for the first time since September 29 last year. So that was pretty bad. And attempted to maybe have a back test today as resistance, but we're actually having a candle close above the 200 moving average again. So this could turn into deviation. It's yet to be seen, because you had this back test twice here, a support in June 7 and June 8, and then you have this breakdown yesterday and now this reclaim today. So that could be interesting for Sol BTC, also starting to lose negative momentum, and just no edge or divergence whatsoever on the oscillators. Just confluence, could be bullish confluence here, just a higher low on price on the oscillator. So that's interesting for Solana. If we actually get a USDT, a Bitcoin dominance rollover, then this could be a cool potential bottom here on Solana against BTC. So let's look at Render did some moves today. So working on a bullish engulfing candle, your highest daily candle close since June 7, and losing losing negative momentum on the MACD histogram. No divergence, could turn into bullish convergence here. Just a good day overall for Render. And if you look left, I don't think you bounced out of anything. Just you just straight up bounced in the middle of La La Land. But that's always good to see. If we go to Render BTC, you see that we did have an interesting move today, because you had this breakdown out of the 200 moving average, something that hasn't happened since November 14. It happened yesterday, and today a strong reclaim of the 200. So that's interesting. Losing negative momentum, no edge whatsoever here. You just have convergence here on the oscillators, and you're actually on really close to the bottom of this ascending browning wedge. So really cool for Render to have this kind of price action, and actually ending this streak of having daily candle closes below the Bollinger Bands, and actually having the first candle inside of the bands again since June 6th. So you always want to see this reclaim of the 200 moving average. So that's interesting for Render BTC. Okay, one moment here. Okay. So what do we have next? WIF failing to have a bullish engulfing candle of the previous daily candle, just losing negative momentum here. And you could be working at some kind of a divergence here. If you actually find a bottom here, you could sell the argument for a hidden bullish divergence, a continuation divergence, because you have here a higher low and a lower low on the histogram. So that's pretty cool for WIF BTC, and for WIF USD. And if you go to WIF BTC, it actually looks even better, because you're on range lows here within this trading range. So this could be considered oversold. You're starting to possibly confirm the same kind of, not the same divergence. This would be basically a classical divergence, not a hidden one. Would be a bullish divergence overall, because you have a lower low on price and a higher low on the histogram, and you're actually engulfing yesterday's candle. So WIF starting to look pretty sweet in here, at least against BTC. So if this low holds, I'm expecting to see the top of the range again and see the buyers whiff run it up again. That would be interesting. Okay, we looked at whiff. Let's check out Jupiter. So Jupiter failing to have a bullish engulfing candle of yesterday's candle, but that's all right. You don't always need to have an engulfing. No edge on the oscillators. You just have convergence here, and I don't know. You're just bouncing here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe you could consider this low here working as support, but just not much of a technical edge here on Jupiter. I think there was something against BTC. We'll take a look at it. So yeah, see the oscillators. No, just convergence, but having an engulfing candle of yesterday's candle, it actually just closed. So the highest daily candle close since June 9. And yeah, you're just sitting in the middle of nowhere here, just straight up La La Land. So this could do anything. I don't have a technical edge for it right now, but if you get that BTCD, the Bitcoin dominance rollover, you can expect a rally here from Jupiter against Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at Pepe. So Pepe having the highest daily candle close since June 6, continuing to lose negative momentum and starting to confirm this hidden bullish divergence here. You can see it's really clear. You have this lower low on the histogram and this higher low on price. So this could turn into a continuation divergence for Pepe for this incredible uptrend that basically began on February 24 when you had this breakout out of this inverse head and shoulders from this bear market range here. So Pepe may continue to be a market leader for the following weeks since we had that edge on the oscillator. You had this whole selling pressure and you couldn't even push down price not even to here, to the second basically inverse head and shoulders neckline. So really cool Pepe. Let's look at it against BTC. So Pepe against Bitcoin confirmed the bullish engulfing candle that it had yesterday. So that's good. It means that the validity of this engulfing was real. You're also continuing to lose negative momentum for the time being, and you also have this hidden bullish divergence on Pepe against BTC. So if you're looking for a BTC outperformer, you can bet that Pepe is gonna do great. Even though if you get a Bitcoin dominance rollover, just Pepe is gonna blast through this previous levels, in my opinion. Okay, let's look at Ethena. So Ethena just back testing this level, this previous support level as resistance today. Could be working on a reversal candle here, a single candle pattern, and an inverse hammer here, building negative momentum. But the way it looks against Ethereum makes me want to skip long in Ethena for any foreseeable future until you get a more clear setup against Ethereum. If you possibly get a bullish divergence here, if the negative momentum starts to roll over, while you have this lower low plus this inverted hammer, maybe you'll see some outperformance from Ethena against Ethereum. But this is a long-term downtrend that began basically on April 11, and it's been relentless. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows again. So you need a market structure break in order for this asset to outperform Ethereum on the long term. You will need to start seeing higher lows and higher highs. Having a change on the direction of this asset against Ethereum, because right now it's just downtrending. Pretty clear. You need way further development on this histogram. You will need to lose a lot of momentum before confirming this possible divergence. So yikes on Athena. I think it's one of the worst looking coins from everything that we've been checking out in the past. So Sui, just pretty flat day. Printing the first negative momentum today since May 14. And the day before, on Tuesday, yesterday, we tried to have a breakdown or confirmation out of this double top, but you failed to. You need a daily candle close below here, the neckline, which is the lowest point of the double top. And so far, it hasn't been confirmed. So just let's see if this level holds. This is a pretty real level here from basically the token launch from May 12, and it's been regarded as support a couple times, even here. Yo, Eddie. Cool. Good to see you back, man. And let's see how Tsu is doing against BTC, because it was doing some things the previous week. So yeah, this is a better price action against BTC rather than USD. You had a bullish engulfing candle today, and maybe trying to paint a bottom here on this critical level here. You'll see how it's been regarded as support a couple times, even here and here. It's just a lot of confluence here, a lot of buying pressure within this area, and you also have this bullish harmonic here as confluence and this back test. So you just need to get a confirmation low here. Maybe this is the second low after this first low, and you'll see Sui outperforming BTC with haste. No edge whatsoever on the oscillators yet, just no divergence still. And you haven't confirmed this structure here as a double top either way, because you would need a daily candle close below here, below this level, in order to technically confirm the double top, and that hasn't happened yet. So that's your Sui BTC. Let's move on to Injective. Injective has been doing things, man. Oh my god. So you have this bullish cipher here, bullish harmonic, and you have this level here from history, which is very real, from 2021. You've been regarding it as support, and you also build this inverse head and shoulders here at this very critical level after this bullish harmonic. So a nice setup for a reversion here on Injective already playing out. It actually pumped like a double digit today. It closed on a 14% pump today. So a strong outperformer of the market today, Injective. We've been looking out of this coin for a while now. We said that you had the confirmation of the breakout of the inverse head and shoulders here on June 10, because you had this daily candle close above of the neckline, but then you had this throwback today, yesterday, with a bearish engulfing candle, and you just completely invalidated that engulfing today. You actually came here and topped the 200 simple moving average. Was hard to get back above it. So the 200 was regarded as resistance here on April 21st. But maybe this time around we flip it, given the confluence with this harmonic plus this critical support level, and also the reversal pattern of the inverse head and shoulders. We also had this drawn out just in case it played out. It was a bearish divergence. It clearly just got invalidated. So that's confluence for injective against USD. And if you go to the BTC pair, INJ against BTC, you'll see that at the same time that we confirm that inverse head and shoulders, you confirm this double bottom here on injective against BTC. And you just had the highest daily candle close since April 20, man. Continuing to build positive momentum on the histogram. Just looks really good, man. It's poised to be an outperformer for the next weeks or even months. After a crazy bleed against BTC that lasted for, since this double top was confirmed here, you've been bleeding against BTC, or you bled against BTC for around 137 days. So that's a lot of selling and a lot of people leaving injective. So that's interesting. You may be en route for high prices. And we also mentioned that this looked like an Adam and Eve bottoming pattern. So you have a sharp drop here, a big recovery, and then a rounding bottom. And you just barely, you didn't confirm the pattern yet, just on a technicality, you're just really close to it. But maybe you get a confirmation out of this bottoming pattern in the next few days. Okay, let's look at Bonk, because Bonk was doing some things too. Go back above this critical level, which is the neckline from this inverse head and shoulders. So that's good. Had the highest daily candle close since June 7, losing negative momentum. And what do you have here? I know you're going to recognize it, Eddie. Just let me know, please. What do we have here on Bonk against USDT? I'll give you a clue. It's happening on Pepe as well. Oh, wait. What do you think, Eddie? Do you recognize what's going on here? No? Okay. This could be hitting bullish divergence, where you have a lower low on the histogram and a higher low on price, which is a continuation divergence from this uptrend that basically begun here on April 19, and it got confirmed here with this higher high, and now possibly this higher low on Bonk. And if you go to Bonk BTC, also had a bullish engulfing candle, highest daily candle close since June 6, and above this neckline from this inverse head and shoulders. Yeah. And also starting to develop this hidden bullish divergence that could play out to higher prices on Bonk against Bitcoin. And also, I want to look at Bonk against some other stuff. So Bonk against Pepe here. Let's look how it's doing. Oh my god, it's like a perpetual bleed here. It might be trying to find a bottom here, or not, because this has been a long-term downtrend. That's your area here to hold for Bonk against Pepe. You had this bullish divergence, which basically didn't play out, so could mean that sellers are still in control. Just a really weak performance, just a lower high. But who knows? If you flip it upside down, it's basically like an ascending triangle. Something like that. Maybe you get a breakdown of this. Yeah. That's about Bonk against Pepe. And Bonk against Whiff. Just looked good, man. I would much rather, I think I would long Bonk here rather than Whiff. You also have this small inverse head and shoulders here, this local inverse head and shoulders playing out. You have this bullish engulfing candle on Tuesday, the confirmation today. And you also have, wow, you have this hidden bullish divergence on Bonk against Whiff too. Maybe no one's expecting this, and it's probably why it's gonna play out. All the basically the meme coin eyes right now on Solana are more on Whiff rather than Bonk. Just Bonk was left behind, so this continued to downtrend after this massive downtrend that Bonk had against Whiff. You're starting to see a reversal here, so don't be surprised if Bonk outperforms Whiff for the foreseeable future. Okay. Let's see what else. I'm missing Stacks. Stacks has been a good performing too, and I also wanted to talk about this coin too because it had a reclaim of the 200 simple moving average. You had a bullish engulfing candle, your highest daily candle close since June 5 or June 5th. And you might be developing some kind of inverse head and shoulders here, where you have the left shoulder on May 15, the head on June 3rd, and maybe a right shoulder here. So if we flip this upside down, doesn't look as clean as I would like it to be, but there is an argument there. Oh, so you were on the phone call on that point. I thought that you had taken the phone call before. I actually asked you something and you were not able to see it, but you'll laugh about it. It's some alpha on Bonk on the meme coin. I think it's going to outperform Whiff and BTC. So this is Stacks. You may have this inverse head and shoulders here, getting back above the 200 moving average. Continuing yesterday, today's kind of close, continued to build positive momentum, strong positive momentum. No edge on the oscillators, just confluence for the time being. So looks good unless BTC doesn't rug. And if we go to stocks against BTC. You don't have that clear inverse head and shoulders as you do on the USD pair, but you had the highest daily candle close in a while here since basically May 6th. Wow. Since the breakdown out of the 200 simple moving average, you just had the highest daily candle close since then. And you did have some edge here. You had this divergence, which is currently playing out, continuing to build positive momentum on the histogram. Yeah, this coin is really choppy against BTC. So we'll see. But locally on the USD pair, this is what you want to see on an asset. If you lose the 200, just reclaim it. Back test it as support and get an impulse from it today. Just a really good price action. Plus this possible inverse head and shoulders here. Just great. Okay. Let's see what Say has been doing. So Say failed to have a bullish engulfing candle. Lost negative momentum in today's candle, but just no edge still. Yeah. Just confluence within the oscillators, and you're really elevated. You don't have much to hold on to here, with the exception of this level here from the token launch. I'm failing to sustain price action above it. So let's see what Kaspa's been doing, because this has been quite the great performer. So Kaspa had the highest daily candle close since when? Since June 7. This looked really good on one point of the day, but as you can see here, it retraced most of the move. If you contrast it with Injective, that Injective sold off, but it didn't retrace more than 50% of the move. Kaspa did. And you're just been on a negative momentum drought for a while here. Maybe you'll see it soon. It's been up to today, it's been 37 days since you haven't seen any negative momentum on the MACD histogram. This could go on forever. I'm not saying it's gonna switch into negative momentum, but usually when you have this kind of negative momentum drought, there comes a time when it comes, and that's gonna mean that probably Kaspa might retrace and go put in a higher low after you put in this higher high. So this is a really bullish chart, man. You just have consecutive higher highs and higher lows. It's insane. You have this all-time high from November 19, this higher low from February 6, then another all-time high in February 20, all-time highs in June 5 or June 5th. Yeah, insane. You just might see some negative momentum unless you start building positive momentum again soon. It's gonna flip red soon. Okay, Ordi. Been looking at Ordi. So Ordi had a bad day today. Had the lowest daily candle close since June 3rd. Had a red day actually, and a backtest, a bearish backtest to a 200 moving average that's just formed. It began on May 24th. So I don't know what to make out of this chart, man. So that level's real. You might try to get a form of a bottom from here, but for now, yeah, you're just probably gonna go to range lows. before carving a bottom. But you did have this higher high regarding this high here, so it might be working on a trend reversal here from this downtrend. So this is what I think Caspa could do if it doesn't pump soon. So you've seen already had a 39-day positive momentum until today. This could change, of course, with only being like 20 days into the fresh candle, but starting to print the first negative momentum in 39 days. So yeah, you also could say this is somewhat of a level here. Yeah, this one, I think. So do you have anything you would like me to see, Eddie? Currently looking at BNB. So BNB just had like an up thrust here on this breakout. This is what I mean when if you've been watching the stream, he had this kind of a bullish pennant here, right? And you didn't get that failed breakdown. You just had this breakout, and then it's like, what is this coin going to do? I've been pretty vocal about that. If you get a bullish pennant, you would much rather see a failed breakdown instead of the regular, price action that bullish pennants get. So usually what bullish pennants do is something like that, and then they break out and do something like that, and then it's like what it's going to do. And if it dumps, then everyone's gonna cope and say, okay, it's back testing, that level, and then it's gonna pump. But you don't know that. Like I don't know what the hell is Binance gonna do here, Binance coin, unless it puts in another high low here and continues to uptrend. Otherwise, this could be a little bit cooked. This could turn into, I don't know, a head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, whatever. But what you much rather see here is this. That's what you want to see, in my opinion, when you have a bullish pennant. Just get this failed breakdown, and then the pump usually last way longer and for higher upside than the classic bullish pennant. We've been identifying those setups live on stream. So yeah, failed to have a bullish engulfing candle, starting to print strong red negative momentum. No divergence on the oscillators, just convergence. Yeah. So yeah, been going on for about an hour. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving me a comment. I appreciate your interaction with the stream and taking your time out of the day to look at the markets with me. I'll be going live tomorrow again at the same time. I went live a little bit later today at 7:30. I hope to be live tomorrow at 7. So I hope you have a good Thursday tomorrow, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.